So you understood how to create external style sheet, then internal style and inline style. Okay, so this is basically for styling. Next step is going to be how to create responsive website or web pages. What is basically responsive web design? A responsive web design, is going to look good on all types of devices. Okay, not only the browser, it can be not only desktop browser, it can be any kind of device. In all the devices, it's going to be rendering correctly. Without losing clarity, it gets rendered. So such kind of thing is called as responsive design. Okay. So responsive design meaning is what? You may design a page. That page is going to be rendering on all types of devices. Take mobile phone. In the case of mobile phone, the screen is less. But when you take a desktop computer, there you have bigger screen. Or if you take a TV, these days we have very big TVs. So in the TVs also we can render. Okay. So therefore here, if you go with, if you make actually web page using responsive concepts or responsive principles in all the devices, it can be getting rendered well. Without losing any data, without losing clarity, you are going to have the pages getting rendered on different types of devices. So that is basically called as responsive design. Okay. So it is not any JavaScript or it is any program. Remember that. Responsive design is not any code or it is not any particular software. Okay. So it is just few directives with the help of that you can do. So using HTML and CSS, you can make the design. Responsive design you can make. Okay. So you can design a web page for all kinds of users. Okay, with good experience. Good in a better manner. It's going to be getting rendered for all the different types of users. They may be using different types of devices. A mobile phone, or it can be a tablet, or it can be a desktop computer or a laptop. Everywhere it's going to be getting rendered in the same manner. Okay, it is irrespective of the device. So it is going to be adopting the content on any particular device. It's going to be exactly fitting on any device. So such thing is called as here responsive design. Okay, understood, Rahul, this point?
Yeah. Yes.
Now what we do, can you make yourself presenter? Because you can post that in a website. What was the website yesterday you created? With the Python Anywhere you created it.
Yeah, Python.
Okay. So using Python Anywhere you created, then you can do with that. Otherwise, we initially do something in this system, then later on you can upload that. So here I define like this is 2 column. First of all, 2 column dot HTML. I want to define here a HTML page with the 2 columns, with a header as well as a footer. Whenever you look at any web page.
So in that line number 5, you had given some meta name. What is it actually? Like in that previous one.
What was the name of that? It was, I think, home. This one you're saying?
Yeah, in that fifth line.
This is only. So using this, you are going to design it as a responsive web page. It's going to be using the width of the device and it's going to be zooming 100%. When you write here, initial scale. Okay.
What is this meta name? Viewport.
It's a meta tag. Name equal to viewport it is. It's a meta tag. That means it is about the rest of the data you are defining here. Meta information, that is. Meta, name equal to viewport, content width, device width, initial scale is equal to 1. You have meta tags. With the help of that, you can do many things. You can make it search engine friendly. Okay, similarly, this is viewport. What is viewport? Just wait. What exactly it is, I'll tell. Okay. So you can make it responsive using first option is viewport here. So viewport is nothing but it is the visible screen. Whatever is seeing, that is called as visible screen. So what is the size of the visible screen in that case? It is going to be device width. Similarly, zoom 100% you need to zoom. So that is basically here meta name equal to viewport. So viewport is going to be getting rendered as per the device width. At the same time, 100% zooming, that is. Understood? Viewport is what basically in this case, viewport is going to be the user screen, whatever is seeing. So whatever user is seeing, the screen is called as viewport. We call it as viewport. So viewport we are defining like this. So viewport must be taking the width of the device. Similarly, it has to zoom 100%. When you have initial scale equal to 1, what does it mean basically? It should zoom in the entire page. Sorry, in the entire screen, it should be 100%, it should come. So like that, what we do, we are defining here is as a viewport. Okay. So viewport
Can
is
you show that,
basically
sir? Like how it works?
the screen, whatever screen you get, that is only viewport.
Okay.
Whatever you are seeing in the browser, that is called as viewport. I am saying viewport is nothing but screen. Viewport is nothing but the visible area of the web page. Whatever you are seeing on the screen, that is viewport. Okay, so it is going to be getting adjusted as per the width of the device, and 100% it's going to be occupying in that case. Initial scale equal to 1 means it is going to be zooming 100%. So whatever you're seeing on the screen, that is called as viewport. Remember that.
Oh, this is common for all mobile.
For everything. So automatically it's
desktop.
going to depend on the device. It is.
Okay.
Okay. So now I have something like this here. How it looks, see. I want to render this. It is in which page basically? FStack. So what is the name of the file? Is it home? It's home only. So let me come to this and render here. It is coming like this. Now what I do? I just want to resize it. So it is coming into next line heading 1 when it's not fitting. Okay, so if you use width, there can be a problem. It is automatically working as per the device. Okay, so what are the things we have in this case? Let us see. We should not have anything fixed in that case. Okay, you should not have fixed width or anything like that. So in such case, what happens? It can be fitting exactly on the device. Okay, so automatically content should be getting arranged for us. Depending on the device, this can be working for us. Okay, depending on the device, automatically it's getting wrapped into next line in such cases. It is not truncating. So this is nothing but here responsive design. We can call this as actually here responsive design. Whenever it's not fitting here, what is happening? It's going into next line. So this is viewport here. Now when you resize it, what is happening here? The browser, when you resize, content is getting adjusted according to the available screen. Correct? So without losing content, it's coming like this. And when you come down here, so here image is also getting reduced in that case. So this is basically called as responsive design. Okay, so using the viewport, you can make it, it is taking the width of the device. At the same time, it is going to be 100%. So this viewport is going to be changing with the device. On the mobile phone, that is going to be smaller, but on the computer screen, that is going to be bigger.
So that the image, how did you add it? Below.
I'm adding image like this here, using this. img src equal to ship.png, width I'm taking here. So if I don't take width exactly, it can fit in such cases. Or width equal to, you can go with some percentage. I go here with some 80%. In such case, it can be looking better. It's going to occupy, 80% of the screen in such cases. Now render this. In such case, what is happening here? The image is using 80% of the screen. Now when I go with the viewport, what is happening here? Automatically getting adjusted here. Depending on the viewport, what is happening here? It is automatically getting adjusted for us. Okay, similarly, what I take for heading also, I try to add something. H1 you have here. Okay, font size is one such problem here. So font size, let us go with actually. Font size, we take it as, in such cases, I remove the font size totally. I'm going to remove the font size. So in such case, how it looks, see. So refresh this here. When screen is like this, what is happening? It's using this much space. But when I go with this is also getting adjusted. Okay, beyond this you cannot do. Beyond this, it's not possible to do. So what is happening in this case? Automatically getting adjusted. When you increase, so it is occupying entire space. But when you do like this here, what is happening in this case? It's getting adjusted. It's because responsive design. Pratyusha, following this one?
Yes, sir, I'm following.
Okay, so depending on the available space only, it's getting fitted because I go with the responsive design. Suppose I remove here this one, what happens? See, I remove this one. I come to end of that, then I comment that here. Now what will happen? Let us see. We refresh it. Okay, so still it is automatically getting adjusted because we have taken in the percentage. Okay, because we have taken percentage in this case. So if you take percentage also, it can be coming. But instead of percentage, I remove the width totally in this case. What will happen? See here. So it is having so much, still it's not fitting same screen. So it is going like this. Now I want to resize this. What happened in this case now? When I resize, scroll bars are getting added like this. Without scroll bar, it should be fitting in the given, viewport. But what is happening here? Automatically scroll bars are getting added. Image is not getting adjusted as per that. But when I go here with the percentage, okay, so how much percent I want to take in the case of image here? Where is image? Here it is. So what I have written in that case, I've gone with width, I think. Width equal to, I go here with the 100%. What happens, see now, in such cases? Now what is happening? It is actually using the width of the available, viewport. Now when I resize, automatically it's getting fit in this case. Okay, when you go with fixed values, in such case, what happens? Some of the automatically scroll bars may be getting added, but should not be added like that. It has to fit in the available viewport. So when you go with percent, in that case, according to the available space, it can be fitting exactly on the screen. Okay, so here I'm using for this purpose percent for images, 100%. That means of the available viewport, use 100% I'm saying for the image. So when viewport width is decreasing, what is happening in such cases? Automatically image is getting adjusted. So this is called as here responsive design. One of the things is what here, it is going to be this one, this is important. It is going to be getting adjusted on the device automatically. How much width is available as per that. Then here what I do, image src equal to shift.png, width equal to 100%. So 100% width it takes depending on the device. So automatically it's getting enlarged for us. I refresh it. Then
actually, how did you get this to the right of that image? To that ship, you got some red color background.
It's an image. It's an image, created image already.
So this entire thing is an image.
Entire thing is an image for me. Okay, it's an image. You can see the ship image. It is, you have a file. Let me launch this with the paint and see. So in this we don't have. If you go with the ship.png, in that case you can find it. You have this in the image.
Okay.
This much big image, but we are making it to fit on the page. So using width equal to some percentage. So this is basically responsive design. We call it as responsive design here. So first of all, you can use percentage in the case of the width. Similarly, you can go in the case of the meta tag. You can go here, view for viewport, you try to go with device width. Second thing is what? Initial scale, 1 you take. So in that manner, it can be made as responsive web page. Okay, so next thing, you can have one more property. With the help of that also, it can be set. But certain rules you need to follow whenever you are trying to make your pages responsive. Do not go for actually large fixed width elements. So earlier, what I was doing, I am trying to put here width equal to some, say 1024 px I put. What will happen in such cases? When I render it, it is using this much space. It's a fixed width. But when I do, what is happening in this case, scroll bar is getting added. This should not happen. Okay, it should not happen. Automatically, it should be getting adjusted. Since I have taken here width as 1024 px, it happens. But instead of that, if you go with some percentage, in such case, it looks better. Go with 90% here. When you go with 90% in such cases, it is going to fit exactly on the given width in the viewport. Okay, now increase it, automatically it's getting expanded. So you can make using the width as percentage, you can achieve it. Using width here percentage, I mean always it's going to be taking the given percentage of the available viewport. How much viewport space is available? Of that it's going to take 90%, and in that it can be getting rendered. So don't use actually, I mean bigger fixed width elements. Okay, then I mean yeah, so this important point actually you need to remember. So always try to take actually percentage instead of using actually the fixed values like 1000 px or 2000 px. Don't do with that. Okay, now we made it as a responsive design kind of thing. Now I want to create here one more page. It is 2column.html. So certain things I copy from here. I'll go to this, then I want to copy few things. Up to this, I would like to copy. Okay, I'll go up to this, then I want to copy in this new one. Then followed by here, I'll go with the head here. Then I'll go with the body. And here I close the body. Then after that, I close the HTML here. I'm closing in this manner. So what we have done, we have created in this case some HTML page. We are creating some HTML page in this case. Now I would like to go with some header as well as footer. Okay, I want to go with some header as well as footer, and in between I want to have here 2 columns. Okay, so very first thing is here, I go with the style. So inside this, I can define like header. Okay, first what I take here, width. I want to take this width, some 96%. Okay, similarly, float. So float I don't use here. 96% it's going to use here. Similarly, I can go with the like margins. Margin, I'll go in this case. Okay, so I'll go here with the 10 px. Margin I can take like actually 1%. This much margin I want to use in this case. 1% margin I use here. Both left margin, right margin, top margin, bottom margin, it has to take. Otherwise, we remove the margin here. Okay, so for this, we take 100% width. That would be better. We go with 100%. Then here, this is header. Okay, so next thing is here, we have to go with some, we'll go with the, here in this case, this is header, 100% we are using. Color we choose, background color we choose here. Background color is going to be here in this case, sky blue I take. Okay, background color is sky blue. Then color is going to be here, it is white. On top of sky blue, I want to go with the white here. Then here, font, weight, Here we go with the bold. Bolder we can take. So like this, I'm using for header. Okay, similarly for footer, I define dot footer. Okay, this is going to be another style. So here also it takes same thing. I'll put same thing in this case. Okay, similarly, now I want to go here, left column. So the width must be, in this case, here 30% of available screen. 30% available screen here. So in this case, I want to go with the background color. Background color, I want to use here black. Okay, similarly, next thing is here what color is going to be here? White. I can use white color here. Okay, now we have here float. I need to put here float, followed by here left. Float is going to be left in this case. Next thing here, I want to define right column. Okay, I want to go with the right column here. Then width, how much it is? Width is going to be 70%. Rest of the space it should take. But background color I want to change in this case. So I'll go with the background color here. Background color I want to go with here white. Okay, white I take here. The next thing is here. The color is going to be, in this case, it is black. Like this I want to put. So I'm going to create here total 4 different things. And height also I can use here. I can go with height, followed by here. I'll go with some 500 px. Here also I want to use 500 px. I can go here also with higher 500 px pixels it is. Now we have to show this. This is the styles I have defined. Then here I go, followed by very first thing is here div. It is a division. Class equal to, I will name it as here header. Okay, so class equal to header it is. Then similarly, once again I go here. Then one more thing, it is going to be here div. Then what I put here, class equal to, it is left column. We have a left column. Then inside here one more div we take here div. Then class equal to here, I put it as right column. Okay, then we close this one. After that, we are going to define here footer. So div again I put here class equal to, what do we write here? It is going to be footer for us. Okay, so we are defining something like this. But how it is going to look? See, in this case, we come here, then try to render. What is that page we created just now? It is 2-column HTML. So we put here this as 2-column.html. .html. So how it looks, see. It is showing only black color, rest of the things they are not shown. When I go with the 2-column.html, only those things are shown, the bottom and on the top, you are not getting anything. This is white side, this is white, and this is black. Okay. So when we put some text, in that case, you can see that one in the right column. So in the right column, I put this as here, right side div. Like this, I put here. And here I put this as left side div. Left side div I put like this. So when we render, you can see the content. What you are getting here, left side div and right side div, they are coming. And the above things, since we don't have content, they are not shown for us. Okay. So here write, in this we put H1, we write it as header. Similarly, in the footer also we try to set. So H1, we put it as here footer. So like this is available for us. Now when we render, what happens? You are getting on the top header, you are getting in the bottom, you are getting footer as well. What we seeing here, this one, on the top you have a header, in the bottom footer we have, this right side div also we have. But there is a gap in between them. Why we are getting gap? We have a gap in that case. So why do we get gap? Are we giving anywhere height? We gave for both the things. But for those things, we are not giving any height. Are we keeping any margins in this case? Nowhere we kept margin. But still, what is happening? In this case, it's getting rendered with a gap here. Between them, we have a gap. So why it is so? Reason here it is, I think we have a line spacing for it. So if you go with the body, inside this, I'll go with the style. Okay, it is line height. We'll take it, then try to put something like actually 2px. Or just we put here only 1. Line height, we are going to put it as 1 here. So what will happen? Now see, in such cases, no difference actually. The gap you have between them. So why the gap you are having? You need to see here. Even if I put here lines height something like this one, so it is not working. Okay, still you have a gap in such cases. What could be the reason? So between the divs you have certain gap, between the header and between these things you have a gap in this case. Okay, basically you have here the lines height as automatically it is taking some 1 or something in that case. So once again we come to body, and here we try to set style equal to, it is here line height. Instead of going with that, we go with some 0.1. So what will happen? We try to see in this case. Okay, so it is taking height for div, but in between this you are not getting actually any gap in that case. So for the div, automatically it is taking when you go with the line height that much. So remove this here. There should not be any space in between them. Okay, but we have a space on the top and in the bottom. But initially what we are doing here, we are trying to create here a 2-column layout. This is called here left side column, and this is called here right side column. There is some gap between them you have. So why the gap is coming, we find. But right now, this is exactly what it is actually a 2-column layout. Here 1 column you have, here you are going to have another column. In that column, whatever content you want to put, you can put. Okay, so this is called as your 2-column. Right side column, instead of going with the white, if you go with some other thing, you can see clearly. If you put here red, you can see clearly that particular thing. Okay, so just refresh it. Now you can get red. So how much it is using here? 70% it is using. So rest of the area, it is empty only. So why it is using like that? Let us check. Okay, right column is using 70%, left column is using basically 30%. It is using 30%, but this is using 70%. So it should occupy entire screen there. But it's not occupying actually entire screen. It has to take actually entire available screen for us. But it's taking only 70%. What could be the reason? Let us check. So width, how much is taken here? 30%, and here it is 70%. Okay, but it's having only this much space. It should come till end. Till end we should get, but it's not taking that much. So what is
Sir,
the reason?
Is it mandatory to mention the float as right for right column?
Not required. Why it's not required? It is required actually. So first thing is left here. We need not put right in this case. Why? Because whenever you take a div, it's going to start at actually always at new line. Okay. But here in this case, what is happening? We have taken left side div. How much it is? It is using 30% of space. Rest of the space is actually empty. So whenever you start another div, still you have a space which is left by the previous div. Automatically, it's going to be using in that place.
Okay,
And
sir.
enough space you have in that case. For the second div also, to fit on the screen, enough space is available because 70% of the width we gave. So accordingly, that's fitting in that case.
Okay.
But suppose if you don't put here this 70%, in such case, what happens? See, comment here this one. In such case, what will happen? See now, it will not come to the right of that. Automatically, it goes into next line. Okay, so fine. Whenever you go with the yes, now what is happening in this case? Second div is also trying to render whatever space is available of that 70% space it is using when you go with width. Otherwise, whatever space is available, it can actually render in that area. It is working like this. First, we have taken left column. How much space it is using? 30% is using. So next we go with the right column. In that case, if you specify 70% of the available space, it's going to use 70%. Okay. Otherwise, what is happening? How much space is available? It can use that much. So automatically, it is rendering now in this manner. Okay. But suppose this is fine here. Now, next thing what I do, I keep here this width as 70%. Okay, it's going to be 70%. Now I come to this piece of code here. Then I want to go with here one more div. I put like div, then style equal to color, this background color. I want to put this as here green. Okay, I'm going to put this color as green here. Then here I want to print something. This is third div. I print something like this here, third div. So now what happens? See, for the left side div, how much we gave there? 30%. To the right side div, how much we are using? 70% of the available rest of the space. That means after rendering this 30%, you have 70%. Of that 70%, again, it's going to use only 70%. Like that, it's going to printing. Okay, then out of the 70%, it is using 70%. For the next div, how much is available for us? In that case, 30% of the earlier 70% is available. Now, when you render here, how it looks, see. Okay, so it is not fitting in that case. It is coming into next line in such cases here. Okay, so why it is so? Let us go with the width part. We try to set even the width in this case. What will happen? Let us see here. We have gone with the div. This is next div. This is here. We go with even here some. We go with the height also in such case. How this works, let us see. So in such case, automatically it's going with the next part. It's not coming to the right of that. Okay, so here I'll go with the height. Next thing is here. I'll be going with the width. Then here it is 30% I put. Okay, 30% I put here. How this renders now? See here. It is using 30% of this here. But it's coming actually here in this case. So I go here with the float property. Then here try to type it as right here. We go with the right here, then try to see in such cases. It is coming here, but it's not coming to the, on the top, it's not coming. 70% is gone. 30% is, 70% is gone. Of the 70%, how much it is gone again? 70% is gone. Then in such case, if I go with some 23% or some 20%, how it works, let us see. We go with 20%, then render. Even in such case also, it is coming here only, not coming on the to the right of that particular thing there. Okay. So let us remove this. Then here, remove for this also, like width property we remove here. By removing width, we try to see here what is happening in this case. So it is going to fit exactly now to the right side of that. It is left side div and this is actually right side div. So right side div is going to use the entire space which is available if you don't specify any width here. But when you specify width, in that case, it's going to be fitting in that area only. Take width here, then just only go with the 50% of the available space. Okay, 50% we use. Now how this works, see here. It is using only 50% available space. Now let us go with one more div here. What will happen? Okay, so third div is kept here. This is basically right column. Now here we go with one more div. In this div we try to render. So this is here third. We just put like this. But it's coming actually here. It's not printing in this manner here. Suppose I put here some width in this case. Style equal to here in this case width. Okay, some 10% I use here. What will happen? Let us see now with this. Still it is coming here only. It's not coming in this part. Okay. Now here for this one also I use some alignment. Here for the right column, we don't have alignment here. So we go with the float, then followed by, in this case, I'll keep it as center. Any center do we have here? Let us see. So we don't have center. Float, either it can be left or it can be right. I'll go with the right in this case. I'm keeping it as right here. Then followed by next time, when I go with this third div, what will happen? See here in this. Okay, but this is coming again still here only. Okay, still it is coming actually in the bottom only. It's not coming in the same line. Okay, so here this div, what I do, I try to put here somewhere. Okay, after that I go with the right column. Now what will happen? See in such cases. So the design is getting actually disturbed with that. Okay, whenever we try to do like this, these are working fine. First we take left column, then we take the right column. In the right column, we are keeping it as float right. We remove this float right. Then similarly, here, whatever width we have, we remove even the width. Then with this, we try to see here how this is going to look for us. Now, basically, we got here a 2-column DVTs. We have first column here, second column here. This is going to be header and this is going to be footer. Like this we designed. So using float property here, we have used float. With the help of that, we are making it to come in the left side or in the right side. Okay, but when we try to do with the 3-column, it's not working basically. So what could be the reason? We need to explore. When we take right column, it is exactly fitting. But when we go with the third column, in that case, it's not working for us properly. So if you look at the properties here, you have left column and you have right column. Background color we have taken, height also we are taking in this case. So these are all fine. But here in such case, it's exactly fitting on the screen for us in the right side. But if I try to decrease the width of this, then try to render, it's not getting rendered for us. Okay, once again, let me try here. So just go with the width here. Width I want to use only some 35%. Okay, 30%, 35% I am putting. Then followed by here, one more I define. This is center column. I'll go with the center column. In the center column, I try to define now. Color equal to, okay, I don't use in this case any width or anything. Okay, so here I don't use width, but I want to go here with the float equal to right. So what happens now? Let us see with that. Okay, color is black here. Instead of black, you can make the size here. Like this will be blue we put. We put blue and here we try to put one more thing. It's called a center column. Okay, one more I define. Center column we take, no issue. So here we can go with the div. In the div we try to set it. Div followed by class equal to, here we put it as center column. Okay, in this case, whether it is fitting or not, we need to see. This is here test. I put some data. This is here some test one, or I can say this is middle, and this is here left. Like this, we put it. So 3 different set of data I have. Now, when I go with this, it is coming in the ending, but not it's coming here. Okay, it's not coming actually in that area. So where I have written right side div, it is right side div here. Okay, what is the problem? Where this div is coming in this case, basically, why this tag we have here? Okay, because of that, I think we have a problem. Where is the tag? Oh, I got that particular tag. This div is getting ended here. This div is getting ended here. This div is getting ended in this case. Then we are going with the footer. Okay, how much size is taken for the right column? 35%, and for the center column, it should occupy the rest of the space available. Okay, but it's not coming as I expect here. It is using very less space. Rest of the space must be taken by test. 35% may be too less. So in such cases, I don't use 35%. Then probably I go with some 70% here in this case. Then I try to show here, but this is not coming at all. Okay, float right also I have taken for this, but still it's not coming in that area. Okay, so what is the reason? We need to explore. But right now we go with the 2 column.
Sir,
Just use here. Yes, Sanjana.
Sir Pratyusha.
Yes, Pratyusha.
Is it because of the spelling which you have previously read? Instead of column, you actually spelled it as COULM. And
Okay, for this, probably that can be a problem. So what is the exactly you have COLUM, and this is right
not
column.
the,
Okay, here it is. You are saying.
for the center column. Yeah.
Okay, spelling wrong. You are saying.
Maybe because of that. COULM. And
So this is here COULM. Okay, correct. Probably yes, you are correct. Now test is coming, you can see, but it's coming in the right side. It's not coming on the top, it's coming in the right side. Okay, so if you show with some color, in such case, probably you can get it. Color blue, but background color, what it is? So background color, here in this case, we go with some green. We try to take green and we try to see here. If green is already available, then it is coming here, not it's coming to the right of this. We need to explore why it is not coming. When you take the 3rd column, why it is not coming, we need to take. But with 2 columns, it's working fine for us. If you take left column and if you take right column, there is no issue with that. It's rendering properly for us. And even in this, if you remove the size, it can work very well. We don't have any size in this case. Sorry, width 70% we have taken. So remove 70%. Okay, so 70%. It is fine. We put a semicolon here. Now, center column we have. Just try to render it, but no change even though we kept that. Remove this here. We'll find out what is the reason why it is not rendering in that case. I'll remove the style for center column as well, but with the 2 column, it is working. So this is a layout. With the help of this, we made here 2 columns, but I don't want to use just 70%. I want to go with the 100% in that case. Then it's going to be fitting exactly on the entire screen. Now when we resize, what happens, see, it is fitting automatically in that. Header as well as footer, they are fitting in the same. Okay, when you, maximize, in that case also it's fitting properly. Okay, now in the footer, we want to put some copyright information. Okay, So here we go with the, in such case, we'll go with the H4. Then what I write here, all rights are reserved. We put like this. All rights are reserved. RESE or VED. Then here we need to go with the copy symbol. At the rate COPY we put here. Not at the rate ampersand we need to use here. Ampersand COP we need to put like this. Okay, this is what basically copyright symbol. When we render here, it's going to show the copyright symbol for us. Just come here and render. You can find here all rights are reserved. You have a copyright symbol in the bottom here. You can see it. With the blue color, it's getting actually printed for us. Okay, it is coming up in this manner here. Okay, similarly, when you go with the header and when you go with the footer, font we have taken bolder. For footer also we have taken that, but it's actually using some kind of spacing for us. Automatically, it is using some kind of space before and after. That's why we have a gap in between them here. There should not be any gap. Without gap, it should work for us. So for that purpose, we need to change slightly that one. You have to change it slightly. So design we need to change, but it is giving us a 2 column. Left side, right side. On the top you have, in the bottom also you have. So this is what exactly, it's a responsive design. It is actually fitting on the screen exactly for us. No scroll bars are getting added. Okay, so as per the device width, automatically it is coming for us. Like this, what we have done here, we created here a 2 column. Okay, now on the top, we need to create some menus. We have to go with menus. So what menu we can put in the header part, menus can be kept. Or we can put some logo or some kind of thing we can put here. Welcome to, sample store. We put something like this. And this must be getting centered. So how do we center it? Go here with the style and inside this text align. We'll keep it as here center. So with that, it comes in the center of the screen for us. Where it's coming here in the center of the screen. Welcome to sample store we have. Okay. Now, apart from this, we have to have some other information in that. Okay. So what other information, some menu kind of system is required for us. I want to define some menus in that. Then here I can define a menu item. Okay, dot menu item. I'll put something like this here. Then what I'll do here is font size. Okay, I'll go with here. Font size is going to be, otherwise font size I can go with here in this case. Like some 5 EM I want to use here. Or 5 REM I want to use. There's one more kind of mechanism. 5 REM I use. Then color. In this case, this will be what color we have on the top here. It's a blue color. In black color, I want to represent that. I'll put it the black. Okay. So it is going to be black color. With that, I want to render. And I want to have some padding. Padding to the left, to the top, to the right, everywhere. I require some 5px padding. Like this, I want to put here some menu items. Okay. So where can I put menu items? Within the header part. So therefore, I put here span. Then class equal to, I'll write it as menu item. Class equal to menu item. So then here, I can write this as page 1. In the same manner, I'll go with the page 2, page 3, like that I can have the menu items. This is here page 2. One more thing is here page 3. Okay, so I can put this as here again, page 3. So like this, I can be setting few menu items. How they look, let us render and see. But they are looking much bigger. Okay, font size is too big, so we cannot go with that. Then in such case, what I do, I'll go with here, not 5 rem, just I go with the 2 rem here. Rem is one such unit. So now it is looking little better. Okay, it's looking actually little better. In the same manner, what I do, I can put number of times this one. So same span, I'm trying to put some number of times. For responsive design, I'm just checking it. Okay, so here paste it. Similarly, paste it here. Once again, you paste it. Now see how this looks. Like this we have here. So now let us try to do it. So automatically it's wrapping into next line. Okay. Without adding scroll bars, what is happening in that case? It is wrapping into next line. So without adding scroll bars, automatically it is coming into next line. So like this, now we made this as responsive. Still, you can decrease the font size using here. I have taken 2 rem. Instead of that, I can go with 0.5 rem, 0.5 rem. Okay, so with that, I can here decrease the size of the font, but this is too small. Okay, it's going to be too small. So instead of that, we go here with the 1.5. Okay, what is rem? You try to find. So here in this case, you have menu in this manner. When you click on this, in this case, other pages must be getting loaded. Okay, so therefore, these are some sample things I kept in this case. Page 1, page 2, like this we have. So what I do here in this case, I'll go with the H1. Here in this case, I go with the anchor tag. With the help of this, you can go to other pages. I write here href equal to, what are the other pages we have here? Index.html I have here. So I can put that. I can put here in that case index.html. Then here I'm going to write in this manner. I'll put here greater than symbol. Then this is a here. You write it as index. So with this, what happens? It's going to load here index. Instead of showing page 1, you have index. When you click on this, the index page comes for us. So in this manner, we can navigate from one page to another page. So here what we have done, we created links. With the help of that, you can navigate from one page to another page. So this is called as anchor tag. With the help of that, you can go from one page to another page. Here, href equal to, you kept the page name there. So with that, we can go. So in today's session, what we have done, we designed here a two column layout we made. Actually, on the top we have a footer, top header. In the bottom we have footer. In the footer we have copyright information, and in the middle you have two divs. One is left aligned, other one is right aligned. So like this is actually made. Okay. Any questions on this? Rahul, you have any questions?
No, sir. So actually, that index, yeah, can you show that again?
Page this one. Yes. Not this one. Home.html, I think. Home.html. Okay. So which one in this? What you're asking?
In this, you navigated to the
other page. Correct. So it is index.html. This is the file. So into this file we are coming from the two column HTML. You have a menu. So in the menu, what I have written, href equal to index.html. So when you click on this, what is happening? It's loading the other page. Index.html page is getting loaded. So this is
what code you have in that index.html?
This is normal. Some JavaScript code, something is in this.
This
We've
JavaScript.
written some JavaScript code. So that is being shown in that case. That page is coming up.
Okay.
Okay, so from this 2column.html, we are going there. So our focus was on actually creating here a, head followed by footer. And similarly, you have here 2 columns. One more column is not coming. We explore tomorrow, try to solve that. Tomorrow you'll be having some other thing actually. In that it can be coming. But now you are not finding any space. You see here. You don't find space between the 2 divs in this case now. When you add it, automatically the gap is filled for us. Okay, so
Can you go to the index actually? Index. Can you click?
It's index page I'm saying. So when you enter some numbers, it's adding in that case.
So so this one like after this when the website when it goes live the
Yes.
backend how we store this data
It's not getting connected to backend. It's front end only. With JavaScript we are doing it.
Later I'm saying that part.
When we host at that time we discuss, Rahul.
Yeah, okay.
So now try to understand the 2-column layout. So how the 2 columns are coming up. Okay, you just focus on these styles and try to show in the same manner. If possible, try to add here the 3rd column as well. I was trying to add in this case the 3rd column, but somehow it's not getting added. So try to show here 3 columns side by side. Left div you have, center div you put, and right div also try to put. Getting my point here?
Sorry, write on what you need to what do we need to click. Okay.
So left side div I am getting, right side div I am getting. One more div to the right of this you need to get. So that becomes this right side div will become center div.
Okay.
So 3 divs side by side you need to render. But I am unable to do here. You try to do that by looking at this code. Okay, look at this code and accordingly try to do that.
Okay.
There is a small trick. That trick I'll show you tomorrow. But right now it's not working. So you need to solve such problems. Okay. Whenever you get such problem, then only you learn. When everything is working fine, you never learn. What is the reason? You think actually why it is not coming there. You struggle for some time. You will be getting the solution. So that way you are going to find problem. When you are getting problems, you try to think in number of ways. Your logic is going to improve. Okay, then what happens? You solve the problem in the same manner you can be solving real world problems. So when you go with computer science, this is the advantage. Okay, you learn these things, and apart from this, real world problems also is solved. So this kind of problems only you have in the software. So when you work with the software, definitely you can be solving other problems as well. Okay, because why the code is not working? When the code is not working, why it is not working? How to resolve it? You try a number of ways, you solve it. In the same manner, in the real world also, you can be solving many such problems. Okay, not only this one, even your domain knowledge can be increasing. Other domain knowledge. Suppose you got a project in insurance idea you get. When you work when you get a project with banking, you get banking knowledge. So like this, what happens? Other domain knowledge also you can get when you work with the software. So this is the advantage to gain more and more knowledge. Understood here?
So, yes. Yeah.
Just try to design here a page. This time it should have 3 columns. Gayatri, can you try to do that?
Yes, sir.
So by looking at this code, try to do. Sanjana, will you try with that? Try that?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, so you can take, this time it's 2 column, but we need to add 1 more column. This is basically header, and this is going to be content area, and you have in the bottom footer area. So normally when you look at web page, you have these things. In the same manner, we are trying to design here. Okay, so we meet tomorrow then.
Hello.
Yes, Rahul?
Yeah, so this recording is very
I'll share today. Okay, so within some time I'm going to share it.